What's up, YouTube? You checking out the Frequent Flyer, and this is my quick review of the Floureon FX-10 Mini. And this little thing is unique in more ways than one. First off, this thing is super tiny, extremely tiny. It's what I would call a Pico quad. It does fly. This should hold the record now. It's the world's smallest multi-rotor. This thing is smaller than everything else that I have. Even the JXD 502 Mini, which is tiny, also a Pico, but it's even smaller than that. So this thing also is unique in that the transmitter itself is the storage case of it. Everything fits in there. Well, the whole quad fits in there. There really isn't anything else to go with it except for the charging cable. There is another Nano, which the transmitter doubles as a storage case, but it's not this small. And so this thing actually flies well. It flies really nice. The yaw rate is a little slow. However, it's so tiny that you're still going to be able to get around in small spaces with it. It doesn't have a lot of pitch on it. So I would say that I would safely say that this can be flown by a beginner on low rates or mid rates because this thing doesn't pitch a lot. But it pitches fast enough to get you going. It reminds me of the Cherson CX-31, how it flies. If you do banking turns and all to maximize the pitch angles, you can get this thing moving a little fast. However, if you just try to just pitch it forward and go a straight line, it's not going to go fast at all because the pitch isn't very deep. And the yaw is a little slow. I think I said that, but the LEDs on this thing are really bright. It's not showing up really well on this video because I have the light from the camera on here, so you can see this thing a little better. But trust me, the lights are very bright. You can really see them at night really well. It's a nice little flyer. I think I'm pretty happy with this thing. I think it's a really nice quad. It's awesome because it's tiny and it flies really well. I haven't had the problems that I've had with the JXD 502 Mini. I actually crashed that. The first time I crashed the thing, it got stiff motors. This little thing seems to be more durable. I've crashed it a couple times and it's still ticking. It still flies the way it did when I first got it. No nicks or anything on it. The props aren't bending or anything. Let me get the JXD one here. Show you guys the props are considerably smaller. So the props are a little smaller on the Floureon FX-10 Mini. And it's not that much smaller than this one, but the props are smaller, and it seems like it makes it fly well. I'm surprised that it's able to fly with the props smaller like that. But this thing is a really nice little quad. I like flying it around. You can get funnels going with it. The funnel's a little wide, but it's so small that a wide funnel isn't really that much, doesn't take up that much space. So wide funnel from this thing will probably take up about that much space. So pretty decent little flyer. I'm not mad at them for making this little tiny thing. I think it's pretty cute, I would say. Nice little aircraft. The transmitter actually feels better than the little nano transmitters from the Cherson CX-10. It has the same little thumb pads on them, so they feel really nice. The resistance feels just nice. I really like the way it feels. I haven't bothered with the trim buttons. However, the trim buttons, I would assume they work, but I never had to trim this thing or anything. It's always really stable when I'm flying it. It's really quiet. I actually was flying this thing at my job, and people hardly even noticed that this thing was flying. And yeah, the on and off switch is here. The range is pretty good with this. This is actually on the same protocol as the Cherson CX-10 Blue board version. So you can fly the Cherson CX-10A with this. And it has the same modes, unfortunately, that the Cherson CX-10A has. So that's one of the negatives that I can say about it. I guess the yaw rate, but the yaw rate doesn't really add up to a negative, I think. That sounds funny, add up to a negative. But the yaw rate really doesn't compute to a negative to me, because the yaw rate seems like it doesn't matter because of how small it is, because you still can get nice turns off with it. It's small enough to still fly it indoors. However, but back to the rates, it still has not flipping in high rates. If it's not one thing, it's the other. This thing doesn't have a high rate on the third rate. It has headless mode. So it's automatic headless mode on the third rate. The headless mode works well. I've tried it. It sets the heading from which way the quad is facing when you first switch it on. So it can be used as a return to home feature if like you're really going to be flying this thing far. You're not going to be getting too far with this thing. It's too tiny. You won't be able to make out orientation. The transmitter, I did fly it a little far, not too far, but I flew it a little far. In the transmit, it seemed like I got a few dropouts, but when I fly the Cherson CX-10A with it, I didn't have any signs of dropouts or anything. So it might be how small the antenna is in this thing, which caused the dropouts that I have, which limits the range on this. However, it's a really nice flyer. You're not going to be flying it that far away anyway. I would recommend this as an indoor flyer, because I've flown it outside and I was pitching full pitch forward, full input, and it was light wind, and it was barely coming back to me. It was coming back about this speed. So really not an outdoor flyer. It's definitely an indoor flyer. I only took it outside just to be silly and see what it'll do. I took it for a little night flight. But pretty nice, awesome little quad. I'm surprised that they were able to get it smaller than the JXD 502 Mini. I was thinking that that was the smallest it could get, but they've proven me wrong. This thing is tiny. So that's it. My quick review of the Floureon FX-10 Mini. Thanks for watching.